It is my belief that this council has prioritized the need for community supports for those living well below the poverty line and those vulnerable to being unhoused. We have declared a state of emergency. We have provided funding for temporary shelters. We have spent 18 months working on the Niagara poverty reduction strategy and housing and homeless action plan. We have advocated directly to the province for increases in ODSP and OW. We have advocated to the federal government for more supports for refugees and no-comers. People are highly vulnerable without rent control, and St. Catharines is seeing rent increases as high as 17.5%. That alone is a recipe for vulnerability of loss of housing. Members of this council have created relationships with people living in shelters and understand that their needs and advocate accordingly. We have also acknowledged that the impact of poverty is felt by people in our community who are not as vulnerable to being unhoused. Businesses are deeply affected by the efforts of inadequate funding and housing supports. Park users across our communities, downtown associations, these members of our community are casualties of provincial and federal policies, and our budgets in the region and local area municipalities cannot bear the weight of these pressures. Most recently, council supported the Ontario Big City Mayors Solve the Crisis campaign. And we're all aware of AMO's report on homelessness, and I'll summarize a couple points. More than 80,000 Ontarians were known to be homeless in 2024. That number has grown by more than 25% since 2022. So in just 2 years, it grew by 25%. That's about the total population of Welland and Grimsby combined. We are at a tipping point where we have to make the right decisions now to support poverty reduction and not push people further into poverty and crisis. All of the research provides evidence that encampments exist due to underfunding the necessary programs that governments are responsible to provide, and that includes us. We do not require any more tools in our toolbox. There's no shortcut and there's no quick fix. So specific to the notwithstanding clause, we are all accountable, and accountability in government is a must, otherwise it's tyranny. The Ontario Superior Court ruled that enforcement of the municipal bylaw that prohibited encampments overnight was unconstitutional and a violation of human rights. Governments should look to this ruling as a cause for supporting initiatives to get people out of poverty permanently. Instead, the letter supporting the use of the notwithstanding clause cites American law as their case for support, and that's absolutely terrifying to me. These are some of the reasons why it is important for me to bring this motion to council. We've had three members of this council publicly declare their support for the removal of encampments. People found guilty of violating the proposed legislation, including those doing so in encampments, could face fines of up to $10,000 and 6 months in prison. So I will end by noting the Toronto Ombudsman investigation into the city's clearing of encampments. The city cited reasons of public safety. However, the report found that the removal of encampments did not require such an urgent response. Directly quoting the report, they found that the city chose expediency over the needs of individuals. Its focus meant that it discounted the experiences and impact on individuals in encampments, and as a result, the city caused undue confusion and harm. It is with all of this information and advocacy that I present the motion before us tonight, and I will ask that you support a path forward that will positively impact our community now and for all of those who come after us. Thank you, Chair.